The thing about watching someone you love get destroyed is that eventually you stop being able to look at yourself in the mirror. I'm sitting in AP Literature when my phone buzzes. It's tucked under my thigh, hidden from Mrs. Patterson's hawk eyes. I don't need to look at it to know what it says. The same thing it said every day for the past 2 weeks. Where are you? Miles. I don't respond. I haven't responded in 14 days, 6 hours, and, I glance at the clock, 23 minutes. Not that I'm counting. Mr. Reeves, Mrs. Patterson's voice cuts through my thoughts. Would you care to share your interpretation of the passage? I have no idea what passage he's talking about. I've been staring at the same page for 20 minutes, the words blurring together like they're written in a language I used to know but forgot. The classroom door slams open. Everyone jumps. Vice Principal Kowalski stands in the doorway, his face red and blotchy. Darian Reeves, office, now. My stomach drops. I know what this is about. The walk to the office feels like a death march. My sneakers squeak against the linoleum, squeak, 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 and I focus on that sound instead of the panic clawing up my throat. Students press against lockers as we pass, their whispers following us like smoke. Did you hear what happened? In the bathroom! Miles Stevens! His name is a punch to the gut every single time. Kowalski doesn't speak until we're in his office with the door closed. He sits behind his desk, fingers steepled, looking at me like I'm a particularly disappointing science experiment. You were in the West Wing bathroom yesterday during 5th period, he says. It's not a question. My mouth goes dry. Yeah, for like a minute. Coach Martinez says he saw you leaving right before he found Miles Stevens unconscious on the floor. The word unconscious rings in my ears. I knew he got hurt. Everyone knew. The ambulance, the police, the lockdown that lasted 2 hours. But unconscious. That makes it real in a way the rumors hadn't. Is he okay? The words come out strangled. Kowalski's expression doesn't change. He has a concussion, 3 broken ribs, and a fractured wrist. He's at County General. He leans forward. What did you see, Darian? Everything. I saw everything. Tyler Brennan shoved him against the sinks, called him a slur I won't repeat. Logan Wu grabbed his arms while Tyler punched him, stomach, ribs, face. Miles fought back, but there were 3 of them. Marcus Delgado, a sophomore on the wrestling team, kicked him when he went down. I stood in the doorway of a bathroom stall, frozen, useless. A coward with a front row seat to his best friend's destruction. I watched Tyler pull back his fist one more time, watched Miles' head snap back and crack against the porcelain sink, watched him crumple to the tile floor, blood pooling beneath his head. I watched them run past me like I was invisible. Maybe I was. Maybe I'd been invisible for so long I'd actually disappeared. I looked at Miles on the floor, blood trickling from his temple, his breathing shallow and wrong, and I walked away.
I left him there and went to chemistry like nothing happened. Mr. Reeves? Kowalski's voice pulls me back. What did you see? I should tell him. This is my chance. Tyler and his friends would get expelled, arrested maybe. Miles would know someone stood up for him, that someone cared enough to tell the truth. But Tyler's dad is a lawyer. Logan's family donates to the school. And me? I'm just a kid on financial aid, trying to survive senior year so I can get my scholarship to state and help mom pay for Lily's treatments and maybe have a life that doesn't involve counting every dollar and holding my breath every time I walk through these halls. If I tell the truth, I become the next target. And I can't afford to be a target. Not with everything riding on me staying invisible, staying safe, staying silent. I didn't see anything, I hear myself say. I was in the stall. I heard some noise, but when I came out, the bathroom was empty except for Miles. I saw him on the floor and freaked out and I froze. I should have gotten help right away. I'm sorry. Kowalski studies me for a long moment. I can see the disappointment in his eyes, the knowledge that I'm lying, but he can't prove it. If you remember anything else, he says slowly, anything at all, you'll let me know, won't you? Yes, sir. He dismisses me with a wave of his hand, and I'm halfway to the door when he speaks again. Miles asked for you when he woke up in the hospital. Kowalski's voice is quiet, almost gentle. He said your name before anyone else's. The words follow me out of the office, down the hallway, past the bathroom where it happened. They follow me all the way home, where I finally let myself check my phone. 23 missed calls, 41 texts. The most recent one came in 6 minutes ago. I know you were there, Darian. Coach told me someone else was in the bathroom. Why won't you answer me? My hands shake as I type and delete. What do I say? How do I explain that I'm a coward, that I'd valued my safety over his, that I loved him too much to risk becoming him? Finally, I just type, I'm sorry. 3 dots appear immediately, disappear, appear again. That's it? That's all you have to say? I didn't see who did it. The lie burns my fingers as I hit send. Liar! 1 word. That's all it takes to shatter what's left of us. Come see me. Please. I'm at Grandma Sophia's. I stare at the message until my vision blurs. Then I turn off my phone, shove it in my drawer, and lie down on my bed.
I don't go see him. I don't go see him that night, or the next day, or the day after that. By the time I finally work up the courage to show up at his grandmother's house 2 weeks later, the damage is already done. Sophia Stevens answers the door. She's small, maybe 5'2", with silver hair cut in a short, practical style and eyes that see straight through every defense I've ever built. She's wearing a cardigan despite the mild weather, and I notice how thin she's gotten since I last saw her at Miles' birthday party back in September. Darian. She doesn't smile. She doesn't invite me in. She just stands there, blocking the doorway like a warrior guarding a fortress. You have some nerve showing up here. I know. I just wanted to see if he's okay. Okay? Her laugh is sharp. He has nightmares every night. He won't go back to school. He flinches when doors open too fast. Does that sound okay to you? Shame flicks through me, hot and suffocating. Please, I need to talk to him. You had 2 weeks to talk to him. 2 weeks while he waited for his best friend to give a damn. She studies my face for a long moment, and I see something shift in her expression. Not forgiveness, but maybe understanding. Miles, you have a visitor. I hear movement upstairs, then footsteps, slow, careful, like every step hurts. And then Miles appears at the top of the stairs. I barely recognize him. His left eye is still purple and swollen, the bruising spreading down his cheek in shades of yellow and green. There's a white bandage on his temple, and his left wrist is in a cast covered in signatures I didn't write. He's wearing an oversized hoodie that swallows his frame, and I realize he's lost weight. His shoulders are hunched like he's trying to make himself smaller, invisible. The irony isn't lost on me. Darian. His voice is flat, empty of the warmth that used to fill it when he said my name. What are you doing here? I wanted to see you, to check if I'm okay. He descends the stairs slowly, one hand on the railing, his movements stiff and pained. When he reaches the bottom, he stops about 6 feet away, like I'm something dangerous, something that might hurt him. I'm fine. You can go now. Miles, please. Please what? His voice cracks. Please forgive me for ghosting me. Please understand why you can be bothered to visit me in the hospital. Please pretend like the past 2 weeks didn't happen. He stops, breathing hard. Sophia puts her hand on his shoulder, but he shakes it off gently. Kyler's dad got him a good lawyer. Did you know that? The school investigated and found insufficient evidence to take any action. Tyler's back in class. Logan, Marcus, all of them walking around like they didn't almost kill me. I heard. You heard. He laughs, bitter and wrong. You know what else I heard? I heard that someone else was in that bathroom, someone who saw everything and said nothing. His eyes lock on mine, and there's something in them I've never seen before. Betrayal. Hurt so deep that it makes my chest ache. Was it you? The question hangs in the air between us. I could lie. It would be so easy to lie. But looking at him, broken and bruised and still somehow braver than I'll ever be, I can't do it. Not again. Yes. The word comes out as a whisper, but it might as well be a scream. Miles's face doesn't change. It's like he already knew, like he was just waiting for me to confirm it. You watched them hurt me. I didn't know what to do. You didn't know what to do? His voice rises, sharp with fury. How about helping me? How about yelling for help? How about, I don't know, not leaving me bleeding on the floor like I was garbage? I panicked. I was scared. You think I'm not scared? Miles takes a step toward me, and I see tears streaming down his face. You think I'm not terrified every single day? You know what you are, Darian? You're a coward. He swipes at his eyes roughly with the good hand. I thought you were my best friend. I thought... His voice breaks completely. I defended you. When people said you were probably gay too, that we were together, I defended you. I said you were straight, that you were my friend, and that was all. I protected you from becoming a target. Miles, and you couldn't do the same for me. Not even once, not when it actually mattered. He turns away, heading back towards the stairs. Get out. Please let me explain. There's nothing to explain. You made your choice. You chose safety over me, over us, over everything we've been to each other since we were 8 years old. He grips the railing, his knuckles white. Don't come back, Darian. I mean it. I can't look at you right now. I love you. The words explode out of me before I can stop them. Words I've kept locked inside for 3 years. Words I've whispered into my pillow at night and swallowed every time I wanted to reach for his hand or lean against his shoulder or tell him why his smile makes my chest ache. Miles freezes on the third stair. I love you. I say it again, quieter this time. My voice is shaking. I've loved you since sophomore year. Since before you came out, since forever, probably. And I'm terrified because if I come out too, if people know, I lose everything. My scholarship depends on my grades staying perfect, and I can't keep my grades up if I'm dealing with what you deal with every day. My mom needs my help with Lily's medical bills. I know about Lily being sick. Miles interrupts, turning around. His expression is pained. You told me last year that she had some kind of illness, that your family was struggling with medical costs. I didn't know it was... He stops. How bad is it? It's leukemia. Stage 4. She's been in treatment for 18 months. She needs a bone marrow transplant, but we can't afford it. The treatments alone are bankrupting us. Mom works 2 jobs, and it's still not enough. I work at the coffee shop and tutor kids after school, and every penny I make goes to helping keep my little sister alive. My voice breaks. If I lose my scholarship, I can't go to college. If I can't go to college, I can't get a job that pays enough to help my family. Everything I do, every choice I make, every time I bite my tongue or look the other way or pretend to be someone I'm not, it's all to keep that scholarship, to stay safe, to survive long enough to save my sister's life. Miles's expression shifts. The anger doesn't disappear, but something else creeps in. Understanding, maybe. Or at least comprehension of the impossible position I'm in. You should have told me it was that serious, he says quietly. I knew Lily was sick, but you never said... You made it sound manageable, like she had bad asthma or something. I couldn't talk about it. Every time I tried, Tears are streaming down my face now. Do you know what it's like? Watching your little sister lose her hair, watching her get so weak she can barely stand up, listening to her cry because the chemo makes her so sick. She's 11 years old, Miles. 11. She should be worried about school dances and her crush on that boy in her math class, not whether she's going to live to see 12. Sophia makes a small sound from where she's been standing silently in the hallway. Her hand goes to her chest, and something in her expression looks stricken, like my words have struck a nerve I don't understand.
I'm sorry about your sister, Miles says, and I can hear that he means it. I really, truly am. That's horrible, and you shouldn't have to carry that alone. I wish you'd told me the full truth. I would have... He stops, shakes his head. But that doesn't excuse what you did to me, Darian. You could have helped me and still protected your future. You could have reported what happened anonymously. You could have at least visited me in the hospital afterward. You could have answered one of my 41 texts. His voice hardens again. But you didn't. You disappeared completely. Even if you couldn't be brave in that bathroom, you could have been my friend after. And you chose not to be. I was ashamed. You should be. The words land like a physical blow. I need you to leave now, Miles says, his voice suddenly tired, defeated. Grandma Sophie isn't well. She's sick, and I need to take care of her. I don't have the energy to deal with this, with you. Not right now. Miles, please. Darian. Sophia's voice is gentle but firm. She moves to stand beside her grandson, one thin hand resting on his shoulder. I think you should go. I look at Miles one more time, memorizing his face, the bruises, the pain, the betrayal in his eyes. Then I turn and walk out the door. I make it to my car before I break down completely. I sit in the driver's seat, sobbing so hard I can barely breathe, and I understand with perfect clarity that I've lost the most important person in my life. And it's entirely my fault. 3 months pass like I'm underwater. I go to school. I keep my 4.0. I work my shifts at the coffee shop and tutor kids after school. I visit Lily in the hospital twice a week, reading her stories while trying not to notice how the chemo is making her weaker instead of stronger. The treatments aren't working as well as the doctors hoped. I don't see Miles. He came back to school after 5 weeks, but he changed his entire schedule. No shared classes, he eats lunch in the library, he leaves through the side entrance the second the bell rings. Sometimes I catch glimpses of him in the hallway, always alone, always moving like he's trying to take up as little space as possible. The light that used to shine from him has dimmed to almost nothing. I did that. I helped break him. Tyler and his friends walk the halls like they own them. Nothing happened to them. The investigation went nowhere. Some days I see them laugh about it. Actually laugh, and I have to go to the bathroom and throw up from the shame. The guilt sits in my chest like broken glass. Some nights I can't sleep because I keep seeing Miles on that bathroom floor, keep seeing myself walking away. It's a Tuesday in late March when everything changes. I'm at the coffee shop making a caramel macchiato when my phone rings. I ignore it, company policy. It rings again immediately, then a third time. My hands start shaking because nobody calls 3 times unless something's wrong. I step into the back room. It's Mom, and she's crying. Darian, you need to come to the hospital right now. My blood turns to ice. Is it Lily? Did she? No, baby, she's okay. Mom's voice breaks, and suddenly she's laughing through tears. There's a donor. They found a perfect match for the transplant. For a second, I can't breathe, can't think, can't process what she's saying. A donor. After 2 years of waiting. A donor. Mom, that's amazing. When can they do the surgery? Next week, but the joy drains from her voice. The insurance is only covering 75%. We need $52,000 by Friday, or they can't schedule it.
And if we wait too long, we might lose the donor. The hope that had exploded in my chest dies just as quickly. $52,000. In 4 days. I'm coming to the hospital. We'll figure this out. But I have no idea how. The next 3 days are a blur of desperation. I call every cancer charity in the state. Most don't answer. The ones that do say they can't help. Wrong type of cancer, wrong age bracket, already distributed their funds for the quarter. I create a GoFundMe and share it everywhere I can think of. I write the most desperate, heartfelt plea I've ever written and beg everyone I know to share it. On Tuesday, Channel 7 agrees to run a story. Mom and I sit under studio lights while a reporter asks about Lily, about the transplant, about the impossible deadline. Mom cries as she describes her daughter, bright, funny, brave, and how desperately she wants to watch her grow up. The segment airs at 6 p.m. By midnight, we've raised $3,000. It's not enough. Not even close. Mom liquidates her retirement account. $7,200 after penalties that make me want to scream. I empty my savings. My manager at the coffee shop passes around a donation jar. The parents of kids I tutor give what they can. By Thursday night, we have $14,320. We're still $12,000 short, and I'm out of options. I'm sitting in the hospital cafeteria at 11 p.m., my laptop screen blurring through tears of frustration, when someone sits down across from me. Miles. I look up, and for a second I think exhaustion is making me hallucinate. He's wearing a dark blue hoodie, his hair longer now, falling into his eyes. There are shadows under his eyes that speak of sleepless nights. But he's here. What are you doing here? My voice comes out harsh, defensive, a shield against hope I can't afford. I saw your mom's Facebook post about needing money for Lily's transplant, and the news story. He slides an envelope across the table. His hand is shaking slightly. I'm so sorry about your sister. I open the envelope with trembling fingers. It's a cashier's check, made out to me, for $17,000. The cafeteria tilts. I grip the edge of the table. Miles, where did you get this? From Grandma Sophia. His voice is rough, like he's been crying. She has pancreatic cancer, stage 4. The doctors say she has maybe 6 weeks left. He swallows hard. When she saw the news story about Lily, she made me take her to the bank. She withdrew her savings. All of it.
No. The word comes out broken. Miles, I can't accept this. Not after what I did to you. Your grandmother shouldn't. She wanted to. Miles's eyes are red-rimmed but steady. She said she'd rather use her money to save a child's life than let it sit in an account she won't be around to use. She said every kid deserves a chance to grow up, to have a future. I'm crying now, tears dripping onto the check that represents more than money. It represents grace I don't deserve, forgiveness I haven't earned. Why would she do this, I ask? After everything I did to you, why would she show me this kind of kindness? Because she's dying, and she doesn't want to waste her last days on bitterness or grudges. Miles's voice cracks. Because she believes people can change, that it's never too late to make different choices. He stands up, shoving his hands in his pockets. There's no strings attached, Darian. You don't owe me anything. Just take care of your sister. Let her live. He's halfway to the exit when I find my voice. Miles, wait. He stops, but doesn't turn around. Tell Sophia thank you. Tell her, my voice breaks completely. Tell her she's saving my sister's life. Tell her I don't deserve her kindness, but I'll spend the rest of my life trying to earn it. Tell her I'm ready to stop being a coward. Miles looks over his shoulder, and there's something in his eyes. Not forgiveness, but maybe the possibility of it, buried deep. She said to tell you something, he says quietly. She said courage isn't one big moment. It's 1,000 small choices. She said maybe it's time you started making different ones. Then he walks away, and I'm left alone with a check and a chance. For Lily, yes, but also for myself. to finally be the person I should have been all along. Lily's surgery happens Tuesday morning at 6 a.m. With Sophia's $17,000 and everything we'd raised, we have enough, more than enough. Dr. Patel smiles when Mom makes the payment, and I see tears of relief in her eyes. Mom and Sai sit in the surgical waiting room for 7 hours. We don't talk much. There's nothing to say that won't feel like tempting fate. Mom prays silently, her lips moving. I stare at my phone, at the last text Miles sent 3 days ago. Take care of your sister. At 1:15 p.m., Dr. Patel walks into the waiting room, still in her scrubs. She's smiling. The surgery was a complete success, and Mom collapses into sobs against my shoulder. The transplant went perfectly. The donor marrow is already beginning to engraft. Your daughter is going to make it. I hold Mom while she cries, and for the first time in 2 years, the weight on my chest lifts just enough to breathe. Lily is going to live. After we see Lily in recovery, pale and exhausted, but alive, so beautifully alive, I sit in my car in the hospital parking lot and make a decision. Sophia saved my sister's life. Now it's time for me to save my own. I drive straight to school. It's 3:30 p.m., class has just ended. I walk into the main office, my heart pounding so hard I can feel it in my throat. I need to see Principal Morrison, I tell the secretary. It's about the Miles Stevens assault case. I have new information. 20 minutes later, I'm sitting in Morrison's office, and I'm telling her everything. About being in the bathroom, about Tyler, Logan, and Marcus. About every punch, every kick, every slur. About Miles's head cracking against the sink. About the blood. About freezing like a coward. About walking away. About lying to Vice Principal Kowalski. About choosing my safety over Miles's life. I don't make excuses. I don't cry. I just tell the truth. When I finish, Morrison is quiet for a long moment. Why are you coming forward now, Mr. Reeves? It's been 3 months. Because someone I barely know used her dying wish to save my sister's life. Because she told me it's never too late to make better choices. Because I'm done being a coward. I meet her eyes. Miles deserved justice 3 months ago. He deserves it now. Whatever consequences I face, suspension, expulsion, losing my scholarship, I'll accept them. I just need you to make this right. Morrison nods slowly. The investigation will be reopened. I'll need you to give an official statement to the police, and Mr. Reeves, you will face disciplinary action for lying to administration. I understand. She makes phone calls while I sit there, my hands shaking. Superintendent Wallace, the school attorney, Detective Ramirez. This is really happening. When the detective arrives to take my statement, I tell him everything. Again. Every detail. He records it all, his expression grave. Tyler Brennan and the others will be arrested within 48 hours, he says when we're done. This is brave, son. Coming forward takes real courage. It's 3 months too late. Better late than never. After the police interview, I'm suspended for 5 days, pending further investigation. I walk out of the school as students are heading to sports practice and club meetings. Some stare, some whisper. By tomorrow, everyone will know. I sit in my car and pull out my phone. My hands shake as I type the Instagram post. My name's Darian Reeves, and I'm gay. I've known since I was 15. I've been hiding it for 3 years because I was terrified of losing my scholarship, of becoming a target, of what people would think. 3 months ago, I watched my best friend get beaten unconscious in the school bathroom because he's gay. I saw who did it, and I said nothing. I walked away and left him bleeding on the floor because I was more concerned about protecting myself than protecting someone I loved. Today, I told the truth. I reported what I saw to the school and police. Tyler Brennan, Logan Wu, and Marcus Delgado will face consequences for what they did. I'm not posting this for sympathy or because I think one confession erases 3 months of betrayal. I'm posting this because a dying woman told me courage isn't one big moment.
It's 1,000 small choices. This is one of mine. To Miles, I'm sorry. For everything. I know these words don't fix anything, but they're true. To anyone else hiding who they are, I see you. I understand. But living in fear isn't living. You deserve more than surviving. I hit post before I can lose my nerve.
Within seconds, the likes start coming. Then comments, supportive messages, hateful ones. People calling me brave, people calling me a coward who waited too long. They're all right. My phone buzzes with a text from an unknown number. This is Miles. I saw your post and what you did today at school. I don't know what to say except it's a start. I stare at those 4 words until my vision blurs. It's a start. Tyler, Logan, and Marcus are arrested Friday morning. The video of them being let out of school in handcuffs goes viral within hours. My phone explodes with notifications. The local news picks up the story, then regional news. By Saturday, it's everywhere. Gay teen comes out while exposing brutal assault cover-up. Channel 7 wants another interview. This time, I say yes. The reporter asks me why I waited 3 months. I tell her the truth, that I was a coward, that I prioritized my scholarship over justice, that shame and fear kept me silent. What changed, she asks. A dying woman showed me more grace than I deserved, I say, and I decided I wanted to be the kind of person who deserves that grace, even if it takes the rest of my life to get there. The interview airs Saturday night. Sunday morning, my phone rings. It's Miles. Grandma Sofia passed away this morning, he says, and his voice is so hollow it makes my chest ache. She went peacefully, in her sleep. I was holding her hand. Miles, I'm so sorry. I'm coming over. Okay? I'm there in 10 minutes. The house feels wrong without her. Too quiet, too empty. Miles is sitting on the couch staring at nothing, and when he sees me, something in him breaks. I cross the room and pull him into my arms, and he sobs, these deep, wrenching sounds that shake his entire body. I hold him and let him fall apart, because it's all I can do. It's all he needs. She was the only person who ever loved me unconditionally, he gasps between sobs. My parents kicked me out. My church abandoned me. Everyone at school either hates me or ignores me. But Grandma Sofia, she never wavered, not once. And now she's gone. I'm here. I know I don't deserve to be, but I'm here. And I'm not going anywhere. He cries until he has nothing left. And then he just leans against me, exhausted and broken and grieving. The funeral is Saturday, he says eventually. Will you come? Of course. And Darian, he pulls back to look at me, and his eyes are red and swollen but steady. What you did this week, telling the truth, coming out, the interview, it doesn't fix what's broken between us. I'm still hurt. I'm still angry. I know. But it's a start. It's the first real step toward maybe eventually forgiveness. He wipes his eyes. I don't know what we can be to each other anymore, but I want to find out. One small choice at a time. That's more than I deserve. Maybe, but it's what I'm offering. Sophia's funeral is beautiful and heartbreaking. The small church is packed with people whose lives she touched. Miles gives the eulogy, his voice steady despite the tears. My grandmother taught me that love is a choice you make every day. She chose love when my parents chose hatred. She chose to save a stranger's life when she could have saved her money. She believed people could change, even when they had given her every reason not to. She taught me that courage is 1,000 small choices, and that it's never too late to start making better ones. He looks directly at me. After the service, we stand by her grave as they lower the casket. She left me the house, he says quietly, and a letter. She said she's proud of me, that she hopes I'll forgive you someday because grudges are heavy and life is too short. Will you forgive me? Miles is quiet for a long moment. I don't know. Ask me again in 6 months or a year, or however long it takes. He turns to face me. But I'm willing to try. We can start over.
as friends. Build something new based on honesty instead of secrets and fear. I'll take whatever you're willing to give. He holds out his hand. Friends? I take it. Friends. Graduation day arrives 3 months later. Bright and sunny. My scholarship survived by the thinnest margin. The school board noted my voluntary disclosure and genuine remorse as mitigating factors. Tyler, Logan, and Marcus took plea deals. Probation, community service, mandatory counseling. It's not enough. It'll never be enough. But it's something. Lily is home and thriving, her hair growing back in wild curls. She'll need monitoring for years, but the transplant took. She's going to live. Miles and I are something. Not together, not like we were before, but we're rebuilding. Slowly. Coffee once a week. Study sessions. Careful conversations where we're learning each other again. At graduation, when they call my name, Miles whistles from the crowd. When they call his, I do the same.
Afterward, in the parking lot, he shows me his phone. Berkeley acceptance letter. Full ride. That's 6 hours from state. I know, he smiles. A real smile, like the ones I remember from before everything went wrong. Drivable distance. Yeah? Yeah, we could visit. As friends, he adds quickly. Friends, I agree. He starts toward his car, then stops. Hey, Darian? Yeah? I'm glad you were there, in that bathroom. I know that sounds insane, but if it had to happen, I'm glad it led here, to you finding your courage, to us getting a second chance. He holds my gaze. We're not there yet, but we're getting there. One choice at a time. One choice at a time, I echo. He gets in his car and I watch him drive away. I pull up my phone and text him. I see you, Miles, and I'm going to keep showing up, for as long as you'll let me. 3 dots appear immediately. I see you too, Darian. Finally. I look up at the sky, bright blue and endless, and I think about Sophia, about grace and second chances, about becoming the person you want to be instead of the person fear made you. Tomorrow, I'll make another small choice, and another the day after that. Courage is 1,000 small choices. I'm finally ready to make them.
Appreciate you watching. Hit subscribe, like, and share. See you in the next story.